This
Yeah.
meeting is being recorded.
All right, we're back. We're gonna resume the very exciting sharing of my Instagram.
Yes.
All right, can you see it, Chris?
It's loading. I got it. Yeah, I can see.
All right, so this is my first post, kind of like big announcement to the world, right? Some might say like I was gonna say like a coming out party. That's not a really good phrase to use though. But like this is my big
Especially when your caption is "Fun at Disney!" exclamation point thumbs up.
Yeah, hashtag honorary guardian. So this is just like I want to like somebody sees this and they're like, wow, this must be classic Ian Talty, right? Like very straightforward, but nice caption, right? This guy rocks. Thumbs up emoji. He's legit. Hashtag honorary guardian. He loves it, right? He's a real good guy. You see the first post, wholesome, big group of friends, right? Doing some smiling, cool stuff. Oh, look at that. Got the Disney photo pass on top. He's not afraid of that. He's
You
okay,
know,
he's okay being vulnerable, doing the pose, right? Everybody looks
hey,
good.
let me interject here. We actually had a free photo, but now we have this watermark one. You don't know why? Because Ian didn't know how to do the pose right.
I didn't
wrong
know we were
pose.
doing the pose. I didn't know we were doing the
And he
pose.
was just standing there with his arms at his sides, straight pencil.
Yeah, but we all look good in this one. This one, me and Julian, right, locked in, focused. We're space rangers, right? That's pretty awesome, I think. Oh, look at this. Look, I love this photo. I'm gonna zoom in here because look how happy we all look, right? Like you got the girls in the front row. They're looking happy.
Milkman.
Look at this.
Milkman.
Look, man.
Look at this. Julian's got his arms around me and Chris.
That is a
Chris
great
looks
photo.
scared. Look at me. I'm pointing at Nate's got his hands up. Right? Everybody's just jubilant. I love this photo. It's awesome, right? We dropped it. All right. Then we got this. Just me and Chip and Dale hanging out.
There's a lot of selfies on Ian's Instagram. I should notice
Classic.
that. A lot of selfies.
Oh, look at this. This is the classic. Really gets the honorary guardian title. You got Chris with Groot, right? Me and Nate, arms
That's
up.
awesome.
Julian's face is black. This was the best ride at Disney by far.
No, I agree. Honestly, that ride was one of the best. I peaked there in my life.
Oh, look at this guy, right? Classic. He's rocking.
Nah, I got some feedback on this picture. It's pretty overexposed. You can't really see
Oh.
his face.
Yeah, that's just the classic Ian Talty. Like, yeah, is it a great photo? No, but you can tell. You can tell that he's that guy. You know what I mean? It's not polished. It's real. It's genuine, right? And then you got this, right? Taya makes an appearance, right? But the real star is this delicious looking pretzel and this smiling face, right? How are you not just like charmed? All right, last but not least, me and Chris classic photo. It's actually
Great
the one
photo.
that we have on our podcast. So
I was so sweaty.
yeah. All right. Now let's move to the next one, right?
This is my personal favorite of your account.
I think this is where
This is interesting. This is a very interesting post.
This is where I think like Bruce Springsteen. This is like Bruce Springsteen's Born to Run. Like this is like the masterpiece. This is like you look at this, you're like, wow, Ian Talty really he captured this moment, right? So just some context, right? Play baseball my whole life. My baseball like came to an end, right? End of high school, and this is graduation, right? So I made a post, 7 photos that summed up both of those big moments in my life with a caption that really brought it all together. So this is me and my parents, right? Love for the fam, of course. Then we got the seniors on the baseball team, classy. Me and the fellas, right? Gotta love it. Yeah, me, getting embraced by my teammates after probably doing something awesome, typical. Me and Nate, good photo, of course. Me and my dad, have to have him in there. And then last but not least, me and Chris really just put on the show. Yeah, but then it's really the caption that for me, I'm proud of. Do you guys remember I spoke at graduation?
They did.
You remember that? You remember one of the things I talked
Don't
about?
you think you would put a picture of yourself speaking at graduation in the graduation post?
No, I'm not really trying to give myself the flowers like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, post speaks for itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, then Tommy Riley commented valedictorian.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, not a big deal. All right, so you remember some of the things I talked about? What was one of the big things I talked about?
I don't remember.
All right. Well, Nate actually made a comment about it, I think. Movie, period. So I talked about movies a little bit, right? So I was imagining this caption, right? There was the baseball aspect, and then there was kind of the movie aspect, which summed up the graduation itself, right? So this line, I thought I could rely on your honor, Hobbs, you're about to, is line from my favorite movie, which is about a baseball player, right? You see that connection? That's special. Hashtag extreme ways. That's the Jason Bourne theme song. Jason Bourne's A Movie, right? That song was my walk-up song. Baseball, movie, graduation, right? And last but not least, hashtag Steve Rogers. Steve Rogers, for those of you who don't know, one of the greatest characters in any medium all time is Captain America. Captain America, one of my favorite movies, one of my favorite film characters, right? I was also, my nickname on the baseball team was the captain. Baseball movie graduation. It's really just, I'm almost crying thinking about it. I mean, the caption is just special. The post is special. This is just special. I mean, how do you not look at this and go, this kid is ridiculous. He's out of this world. All right? And now it's when he really hits you, right? Takes a little break off, right? And you're like, how's he gonna even follow that up? And he blows your mind.
You need to allow some room for outside perspective.
We'll get to that. All right. Now is when I really blow your mind, okay? So you're like, how's he going to follow that up? He changes things up completely. Gives you something you're not expecting, okay? So he starts it off with something, touches home. Bruce Springsteen concert, have to, right? Monumental, right? And then he's with the family, you're right? All right, this looks like it's going to be a classic Ian Talty post. All of a sudden, we're getting a landscape. Nobody's even in it. It's just a landscape. What are we doing? That's a change. That's a shift, right? Oh, what do we get next? Oh, it's him by himself? Wow. I didn't know he was like that. I didn't know he was cool like that, right? Oh, all of a sudden, another landscape. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. All of a sudden, selfie.
Holy hair.
Classic selfie. But look, in the background, this is a special selfie. This is really just a special selfie, all right? Now, all of a sudden, it's food? I didn't know that. That's a shift. That's a change. You didn't expect to see that scrolling through my post. That's not classic Ian Talty. That's something completely different. All right. Now we got Ian Talty with the goats. Subtle flex, right? Like I'm low key one with the goats. I love this photo. You know what I mean? Type shit. And then you got another baking. He did it again. You didn't expect him to come back twice.
This is great.
Do it again. This is a matcha pound cake. Did you know he had that in his repertoire? Did you know that? I just blew your mind. I
looks like the picture.
And I'll finish.
Chris.
And I'll finish it off with a picture with some of the boys. You know, just looking fly AF. Okay. You know, I mean, I just want to point you to some of these comments. So lit, phenomenal post. Those are just like I would agree. And then it's the caption. Caption's probably the most underrated part. You're blown away by the scope that I've covered in this post, but most people don't even know what this caption means, all right? The Promised Land, song by Bruce Springsteen, a personal favorite, right? About hope, perseverance, belief. Hashtag The Boss, that's just a shout out to Bruce Springsteen, right? Hashtag Dragon Warrior, that's a reference to Kung Fu Panda. I got really into Kung Fu Panda last summer. But the whole point of the Dragon Warrior is that to be the Dragon Warrior, you just have to believe you are. Hashtag Ted Lasso. Ted Lasso's big thing, I also was really big into Ted Lasso last summer. Ted Lasso's big thing is belief. Believing that you can do it. So we got Bruce Springsteen singing about the Promised Land and belief. The Dragon Warrior and Kung Fu Panda all about believing in yourself. And Ted Lasso hitting that home with belief. This post is one about belief, about hope, about perseverance. People not even getting that. They're blown away by the creativity, but the caption is really hitting it home on an emotional level. That is, in conclusion, that is why I think I'm a top 5 presence on Instagram today at this moment. And I'm telling you, in the future, it's only going to get better. You're just going to explore what I do.
All right, fellas. We need to interject and give our feedback. You know,
I have some feedback right off the dome.
We're Stephen A. and whoever else the fuck is on First Take.
Can I be Kendrick Perkins or whatever?
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Ian's claiming that he's a top 5 Instagram account on the platform today. What are our thoughts?
All right, here's my first comment. So when you took that picture with the goats, you know what really would have jumped my screen? You know, really been like, oh, okay, go back. Yep. If you tagged your own Instagram account in the pictures of the goats.
No, that's not. It's all about being subtle. You know. Like if you're getting to this point in my post, right? You know what's up. You know the deal.
I have some more critiques. You know, you come to a post like this. Ian hasn't posted in
over a year.
Yeah. Over a year. You want to know what's going on in Ian's life. That's the objective of the post. What's going on in his life. You know. And the title, the cover slide, arguably is the most important slide of an Instagram post. I'm not getting a lot based off the first slide of what's going on in Ian's life. I can tell it's a concert. If you really know what's up, you can tell it's Bruce Springsteen in the corner. But not getting a whole lot of what's going on with Ian. And you scroll a little bit, another picture of the concert. Now you know it's Springsteen. And then unless you're really in the know, you're not getting a whole lot of about what Ian's doing. Like maybe this is Notre Dame's campus. But it's kind of tough. It's tough to see. I think that Ian definitely took a lot of pictures this year that weren't included.
I just want to interject. I feel like that the most recent post kind of makes you look like a bum, Ian. It looks like you have no friends. It's hard.
That's how you branch out, right? So I'm gonna use a Bruce Springsteen analogy. Probably fly over your head, Chris. I know your taste in music isn't quite there at the moment, but it'll get there. It'll get there. Maybe this new girlfriend will help. But so Bruce Springsteen, right? He had all this success with the E Street Band, right? And then he went out and he took some swings on his own, right? Made some great music on his own. And that's really what I'm doing here. You know what I mean? I relied heavy on the group in the first two. I really wanted the third one to be a showcase of myself, of what I'm capable of. You know what I mean? As an artist, as an individual Instagram poster. So that's what I leaned heavy into.
Tags are important too.
No, we're not going through the tags. Half of these are Chris's inspirational penguins.
No. What is that? What is this one?
Oh, we're not.
Whoa! Who's Raymond?
Raymond's a friend of mine.
Why is the caption so long? Holy moly! I'm gonna have to look at that later.
Definitely.
All right, Ian, you got any thoughts?
Well, I do like a little bit. I agree with Nate's complaint of the first slide.
Okay,
I think the first slide should have been you, because it's your Instagram. It's not Bruce Springsteen's Instagram.
Yeah, I hear you, but those who really know me, they know that. They know there was only one choice for that first slide.
I'd also like to make a point that, in past episodes of this podcast, we've seen, Chris and Ian get on here and slander other Instagrams, mainly my own. And I just like to say that, personally, I think I have a better Instagram than this one.
Let's go.
All right. Let me interject there.
Let
me interject. Nate, you do have a better Instagram. But you know what? You don't have better? Ian's authentic to himself. You are fake. You think you're cool. You are not cool, buddy.
Point out where I'm fake. I'd also like to point out
right there.
Last night,
none of those guys are your friends. Are any of those guys your actual friends? I don't think
all of them.
So.
They're all my actual
No, they're not.
friends.
Would they all say that?
Yes.
I don't think so. I think you pay to be friends with them, honestly. And they don't even see. Look, you're on the side. You're not even the center. It looks like you're leaning in. They didn't want you in that fucking photo. They want to take the photo without you. You were supposed to be holding the camera, buddy. You didn't get the memo.
I'd like to point out that last night you texted me about making your Instagram post after shitting on mine for weeks.
I know, because I know how to make mine authentic. You make good Instagram posts, but they're not authentic to yourself.
What's inauthentic? I don't know what's inauthentic about my Instagram.
Because you have 20 friends. You don't have this many friends. We all know that.
I hang out with those people all the time.
No, you don't. And yeah, you can't surf, buddy.
You're right, I can't surf. That's why I'm not standing up in the picture. I'm authentic to myself.
See, that's a fake ass post. You're implying you can surf.
No.
You're implying you can surf.
Chris, what do you think about this one?
Oh, ich habe Bier getrunken. It's been so cool.
It's a good picture of me in Germany.
I just want to.
Yeah, but who are those guys? I've never seen those guys in my life. Who are those guys?
No shit, you haven't seen them in your life.
I just want to point out, my Instagram presence goes beyond my own. Look at this comment. Scotty doesn't know. .. Eurotrip. Absolutely awesome.
Look at this. Bro, your reference
Geiger,
go crazy.
Fire emoji.
Crazy.
Are we crazy, Mora? Fire emoji. We consider that to be a good comment these days. That's Taya Spellmeyer. Dope. That disgusts me.
I don't smoke dope, Taya.
That disgusts me. Like Chris has a good one. Chris has a good one bringing out the German. Bruh be chilling, right? That's chill. That's cool, right? But what are we doing, Mora and Taya? That really upsets me.
What do you think about my comment?
Also, Jacob Flax, if you're out there with the high five, you comment that on everyone's Instagram post. I don't know what's up with that.
Yeah,
The what?
Jacob Flax.
Who's Jacob Flax?
Every Instagram post. Of
Is
all
he
my
gay?
friends-
Is he
No.
gay?
Oh yeah, he is. Yeah,
Oh, he looks gay.
yeah.
Yeah. Nate, are you gay?
No, my girlfriend was actually on the most recent post.
Oh, okay.
Big shout out to Jade. Long time.
Jade is Jade. All right, Jade's always gonna watch us because she's a good fan. Jade, respond to my Snapchat. I know you're watching this. Respond, bro. That's another thing I want to talk about. All my friends' girlfriends don't like me, and I don't know what I did. None of them like me.
Jade likes you.
No, none of them want to be my friends.
What do you mean all your friends' girlfriends? Like all of them at school too?
Yeah, Oleg's girlfriend hates me. Pepe's girlfriend hates me. Cam's girlfriend absolutely despises me. Caleb had a girlfriend. I made them break up. Almost my fault.
I
do joke a lot, but like genuinely, this is like my jokes always have some truth to it, and those definitely have a lot of truth to them.
What jokes? The ones about my Instagram?
No, about myself. No, none about your Instagram. I'm being fucking honest. That's serious stuff. What happened?
I feel like Jade, you and Jade frequently interact.
She doesn't respond to me.
Maybe this one time, but
She's also in Israel, right? It's a whole different time difference.
What's
yeah.
happened?
Oh wait, you don't want to look at Chris's Instagram?
No,
Chris does not square up.
Chris has a post dropping soon. He's only got
Yeah. I'll have a post dropping soon.
I think in general it's about if you start posting more, then it becomes easier to post cool events that you have in your life. Because I feel like especially for guys, there's kind of a stigma around posting on Instagram. If you haven't posted in a year or 2 years, you don't know what event in your life is worthy enough of an Instagram post. And it ends up becoming like, a random dump that you throw in once.
Are you talking about me?
Or once every couple years.
You talking about me?
Whoa.
You talking about me?
Whoa,
buddy?
Every photo
my
on
engagement
there is carefully
goes crazy.
curated. I don't want to hear the term "random dump" out of your mouth again. All right, it's from a 2-month period of time in my life. I carefully curated those photos, perfectly matched it with a dog caption. Dog caption. I did more with like 6 words than most people could do with a paragraph. I'm a poet. That's what people are saying. I'm a poet.
You're the Pope?
I'm a poet.
You're a poet. Oh, I thought you were saying the Pope.
Poet.
I'm a poet too.
Nate,
all my captions are 2 words.
Yeah, and I learned nothing from them. They have no meaning.
Like, serious question. As a Jewish man, how do you feel about the new Pope?
New Pope?
Yeah.
I think the new Pope is a good choice for the Catholic Church. I think he'll do great things. I think overall, I like his stances. I think his brothers talk too much. I think his brothers kind of need to shut the fuck up a little bit.
No, that's actually kind of crazy. They're like glazing him so hard, and he doesn't like care.
They're also speaking for him.
Yeah, no, that is bad. He's like, oh, yeah, he's a whatever. That's kind of weird. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, Nate, what should my caption be for my Instagram post? But it's gonna be a fire post. I'm gonna get a lot of engagement. What should the caption be? What's gonna drive up that engagement?
Well,
but I want to stay authentic. I don't want to be fake like you, though. I want to be authentic.
For like 20 minutes.
If you want engagement, you gotta give a caption that's gonna get engagement on its own. Your pictures will get their engagement, but what can you add with the caption? So that could be like a question that you're asking your audience. It could be like something very captivating.
That's hard. I gotta think about that.
A rhetorical question's usually a good way to go.
But like all the things I want to ask are not really appropriate for my Instagram.
Did you actually?
What do you want to ask?
Like, have you pooped today?
That's pretty good.
That's applicable to everyone. Everyone.
That would get a lot of engagement.
Have you prayed today? Have you pooped today? You know, I don't know. It's challenging. Um, maybe I could get like a catchphrase.
A catchphrase?
Like maybe like
Josh texted you like 10 minutes ago.
okay, Ian.
Hey, Ian Romea,
Yeah.
you
Go
wanna
to the
you
call
wanna
in.
mute yourself?
Am I? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
All right,
that's
he's
better.
there.
You could say something like
Wait, what?
what?
Vicky Blicky Bobicky. I mean, is that good?
Yeah, you could say been farting this whole time. Y'all ain't seen shit yet.
Wait, honestly, I was thinking about that. I was really thinking about that. Like, I want to do something with poop so bad. I just know, like,
Chris,
my
do the ladies in your life know how much you like poop?
they do, and they kind of discourage it. They do discourage it.
Then maybe you shy away from that.
That's why I didn't do it or haven't done it yet because I know I would get some feedback. From that.
You just saw the Minecraft movie recently. You could say, call me Minecraft the way I just made another rack.
Ooh, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Another rack. What else?
You could say beds are low key slept on.
Wait, hi, can I say that? Should I say that? Beds are high key slept on.
It's pretty good.
Wait, that's actually really good. Should I do that? What's your thought, Ian? What's your thoughts?
Honestly, I think
Yes.
you're trying too much there.
Beds are high key slept on.
I don't like it.
Hashtag cool. Hashtag poop. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I want to post that. Like, generally, if I was gonna make a post and I didn't care, I'd like probably put some like random ass shit, like like poop, like or some like weird ass shit. But like, and I don't really care what the girls think or like what my actual friends think. But like random ass dudes that I'm like kind of friends with are gonna be like, what the fuck, At the same time,
if you have a poop one,
yeah, they're probably right.
Hmm.
I like the beds are high he slept on one though. I'm gonna write that down.
You gonna forget it?
That's hard. Did you use that, Nate?
No, I didn't use that.
You think I'll get aura loss or aura gain with that?
Maybe gain.
Okay, good. A net gain. That'd be pretty epic. Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking. Yeah, I don't know.
You could say like I love rugby because I love wrestling with balls.
I love rugby because I love to ruck over men and get really close to their butts. That's literally what happens too. I've been. Did I ever tell you the story of the when I got groped in a rugby game?
No, do tell.
Please
Okay.
don't, Chris. We're on live.
Please tell.
No,
please tell,
Please
please tell.
don't.
Oh, please don't.
No,
We're
do.
on live.
It was pretty funny, honestly. I'll tell it. No, everyone wants to hear the story. So, anyways, we're in middle of nowhere, Virginia. We're in like the semi-final game or something. And who were we playing? Oh, I think we're playing like maybe like Radford or like VMI. No, it wasn't VMI. Maybe it was Old Dominion. I don't know. Some random ass bot school. And knowing me, I think I scored once or twice that game. But anyways, one time I scored. It was a nice run, and I kind of got up and I was like hype. And one guy I already scored, and then he like kind of like tried to tackle me like afterwards, like kind of a late hit. But then he like nut tapped me. Instinctively, I got angry. I don't like my private area being touched. So I went up to him and I pointed my finger at him and I said, bro, that's really gay. That's really, really gay.
You said that?
And I kept saying, and I
Is
was
there
like,
anything wrong
you
with
are
that?
gay. You are gay. Huh?
Is there anything wrong with that?
And at first he thought I was like serious, and he was like, "Yo, bro, chill out." And then he started laughing, and I thought it was really funny. Anyways, like I didn't give crap. But the ref, and then we're gonna do the next like kickoff, and the ref came up to me, and he like made me and my captain like in rugby you don't speak to the ref unless you're the captain, and he made the captain come over with me, and he's like, "You were just pointing at that kid like I'm gonna throw you out of the game because you were like, like." I was gonna get a red card because I was like talking. You said I was talking shit to that kid, and I was like, "Sir, no. I was just making a joke. I was just saying how he was gay." And I had to explain to this ref how I was saying this kid was gay because he touched my balls. Anyways, I did not get a card, so it was good. It actually worked out. I was good at convincing him that that's what I said. Anyways, it was really funny. And it was like in the middle of the game too. It was really weird, really weird. Anyway, that's my story.
Do you not remember in high school when like the refs would read the NJSIA like rule thing in the beginning? They'd be like any
Yeah.
statements about like sexual orientation or whatever, and you'll be rejected.
Yeah. They don't have that in rugby.
Oh, okay. So it's fair game.
I guess I don't know. They don't read that crap, so I think so. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. But actually, there's a lot of like on my Instagram feed. I get a lot of like gay rugby like tournaments. Apparently, it's a thing. Ian, maybe you should sign up.
Yeah.
He's not even paying attention.
Chris, do you have any good? Well, our meeting is going to end shortly.
Oh
do you
wow.
have we have about 2.5 minutes. Do you have any good strategies for Ian? He's going to Europe next week. That's big news. Strategies for Ian outside of the classroom, extracurricularly, while he's abroad.
Nate, have you seen those videos where the guy like is walking down the street and he drops a bunch of like paper on the ground?
Yep.
And then he gets a pen and just starts signing it for all the ladies. Ian, you should do that.
Ian's texting right now.
Honestly, this is one of the worst episodes we've had.
Dude, by far the worst episode. I don't even think it's a competition. There's
I don't even know if I want to post this on this like Instagram, like come and watch this because this is ass.
Yeah, it is.
This is hot garbage. This is hot garbage. There's no structure to it, no meaningful message. I don't even know what I'm gonna write about. Like,
I mean, my walk. What do you mean? What you're gonna write about?
Well, you're not gonna make my caption, my little write up, you know.
Talk about male social media stigmatism.
Honestly, I think my discussion of my Instagram post was pretty good. I think that's pretty.
That was good. That was good. Occasionally we just have, episodes. I mean, I really enjoyed this episode, but sometimes we just have like, we let our fans down a little bit.
I'll give a disclaimer. I'll give a disclaimer that this is one to skip if you don't have enough time.
Yeah. If you watch up to this point, turn it off. Just turn it off. Like, it's not worth it.
Thank you, but it's probably not.
Yeah, if you watched up to an hour so far, I think at this rate you should just turn it off because it's only gonna get worse, if anything.
Find something better to do.
Or if this has been your favorite episode of the podcast so far, drop a comment down below and say that you want to see more Nate because he brings up really good.
Every episode we have Nate is a catastrophe. No, I don't know. We actually had some structure going into this, and then all the structure just fell apart. We're supposed to talk about movies. We didn't talk about any movies. Reviews. It was supposed to be a movie review podcast. I don't know what happened.
Well, we
didn't talk about a single movie. Holy moly.
Yeah, are we going to keep going to another one, Chris, or are we going to call it here?
I think we got to call it. Otherwise, it'll be the longest episode ever, right? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, we should probably call it.
Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed in ourselves.
Thanks for watching, guys. You should like and subscribe. And I'll drop Ian's phone number in the comments. Ladies, hit him up.
Please hit him up. He's desperate. He's got no play.
I'm not desperate. All right. Thank you all for watching.